You're watching YCN, your local view. Program airtime is underwritten in part by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Looking to purchase your dream home, finance your business, or just find a better checking relationship? Our New Hampshire team is here to help you. We make award-winning banking happen every day. Contact us to see how we can help you. Member FDIC.
This YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. La Valley Building Supply, with 14 locations and celebrating over 60 years serving you with quality products and friendly service. By North Cape Design Build, who for over 40 years have crafted beautiful custom homes in the Lake Sunapee area of New Hampshire. By Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor, where Bubba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. By Barton Insurance Agency, with quality and competitive solutions for auto, home, business, and life insurance. By The Big Spoon, a small batch bakery and ice cream shop in the heart of Newport, specializing in handcrafted baked goods, exclusive super premium ice cream, coffee drinks, and now soup and sandwiches. By the Intertown Record, your hometown community newspaper covering the Lake Sunapee and Sunshine Town areas. By Twin State Paving, your locally owned and family-operated paving company. 5 generations of #1 pavers serving New Hampshire and Vermont. You can find us on the web at twinstatepaving.com. Additional support is provided by Old Hampshire Design.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Drew Dumont here for YCN News, the second game of our doubleheader between Kearsarge and Hopkinton. It's the rivals here from Hopkinton and Kearsarge, and I'm excited to call all the action for you tonight. When we get into this game, let me just tell you, Hopkinton's size is very impressive. They have a lot of tall kids, off to a 3-0 start on the year. For Kearsarge, not as tall, but some championship experience. They played in the championship last year following the Belmont, and Coach Camp is an excellent coach, very well experienced. Stay tuned for all the action on YCN's Game of the Week.
NCTV programs are underwritten in part by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oil, propane and motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning and water conditioning. Their friendly, highly trained, and certified staff is available to assist you throughout the process. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. By North Cape Design Build, for building a custom home from the ground up. A stunning waterfront property overlooking Lake Sunapee or Pleasant Lake, or the fabulous remodel you've been planning for a decade. North Cape Design Build can help your dreams become reality. High-end custom craftsmanship, discerning contractors, and beautifully executed designs. By Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer in New London since 1997. And much further back as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper, Echo Communication. By La Valley Building Supply, serving homeowners and contractors since 1962. Whether you're an experienced builder or simply a do-it-yourselfer, you'll find what you need at La Valley Building Supply. By Barton Insurance Agency, providing local access to all your business and personal insurance needs from auto, home, life, to business liability and related needs. Experience the hometown difference of Barton Insurance Agency. By Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor for great land fare, seafood, sandwiches, and Bubba's award-winning seafood chowder. You won't be disappointed. They're having a lot of fun at Bubba's Bar and Grill. By the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown newspaper covering the Lake Sunapee and Sunshine Town region of New Hampshire. Online and in print, the Innertown Record. By Main Street Bookends in Warner, an independent bookstore providing books, toys, games, cards, and gifts with a gallery showcasing local arts and artists. Main Street Bookends in Warner. And by Twin State Paving, 5 generations as the #1 pavers doing stonework and patios too. Family owned and operated, serving the Twin States from Newport, New Hampshire. Thank all of our underwriters for making your local programming possible on NCTV.
Welcome back, everyone, to YCN's Game of the Week. This is the second game of our doubleheader, just ready to get set up and be started in a few minutes between Hopkinton and Kearsarge. The Hopkinton girls winning the first contest by a score of 40-35. Now we're about ready to start action here for the second game, the boys' game between Hopkinton and Kearsarge. Hopkinton coached, of course, by Coach Liam McNicholas in his second year, and Coach Nate Camp for Kearsarge in what I believe to be his 16th year. And we'll kick it to the house for Bubba for our PA announcements.
Introducing the starting lineups for our second game. For the Hawks, coached by Liam McNichols. At forward, a junior, number 33, Nick Goddard. At forward, a junior, number 22, Jackson Westover. At guard, a senior, number 15, Kyle Belton. At forward, a senior, number 5, Ben Norman. And at forward, a senior, number 4, Christoph Colley. And now for the Cougars, coached by Nate Camp. At guard, a junior, number 15, Eli Whipple. At forward, a senior, number 2, David Bowie. At forward, a senior, number 21, Brandon Kinzer. At guard, a senior, number 35, Carter Wheeler. And at forward, a senior, number 12, Lex Rico. The officials for tonight's second game are Mr. Ryan Berg and Mr. William Papa. We've already had the playing of our national anthem, so let's see it.
All right, we did the anthem pre-game for the girls' game for the night. So we're just gonna skip forward to let the teams get their last chance to talk to one another before the contest begins. About ready to get started. I think there's some very key points we gotta make about this game. Hopkinton's the taller team. They should be able to rebound well. Kearsarge is going to need to be able to make up with that with their speed and agility. We saw something similar in the state championship last year. That was the last time we saw this Kearsarge team on YCN. They played a really tight contest against a really good Belmont team. They came up just short, losing the state championship by 6 points. But they were in that one for a long time. They kept themselves in it. notable loss for the Cougars is, of course, Noah Whipple, who was a senior last year, and Noah A-Frame for Hopkinton, who was a senior last year for the Hawks. This is Christoph Colley, number 4 of Hopkinton, out there to take the tip for the Hawks, and it's number 2, Davin Boley, out there to take the tip for the Cougs. Hopkinton will start the game with possession. Colley quickly lines up from beyond the arc. Doesn't go, rebounded by Norman. Hopkinton wants to start this game fast with speed and agility. Westover to the outside to Belty, working into Colley. Colley, the fadeaway, no good there. That shot misses off the glass. Now Eli Whipple, the point guard for the Kearsarge Cougars. A junior this season. We saw a lot of good things out of him his freshman year and took another big step forward last year as a sophomore, alongside his brother, leading this squad all the way to the championship as that's out of bounds. Hopkinton to get possession here, and the crowd goes bananas. Hopkinton always draws well in this rivalry. This is an excellent rivalry between these two rivals. Colley sends it to Norman. Norman being guarded, trying to work around. What a great play made there defensively by Blake Rico. Shot, no good that time. Rebound to Jackson Westover, trying to take it away. Hopkinton secures possession. Ben Norman flying forward, up the court here, trying to cut into the paint. They're gonna get a hold here against the Cougs. First foul of the game. So that goes against Carter Wheeler. Underneath the hoop and lays it up and in there. That's Nick Goddard. Kearsarge trying to bring it up the court, looking for a response. Jackson Westover now has control of it. He brings it down the floor. That is out. The Hawks will keep it here. There was some object out there on the floor. Christoph Colley handing it off to his coach, Liam McNicholas. So we can resume action now. Belty throws it in here. This is Westover. That size that the Hawks have is pretty evident. Straight up with it, Ben Normand. Here comes Whipple, being guarded by Colley. Whipple, floater, goes around the rim and somehow falls out. Tough break there for Eli Whipple and the Cougars. Feeds it into Jackson Westover from Christoph Colley. Just gets attacked there, smothered by the Cougars defense. Perfectly legal. Some great defense showing from Coach Camp's squad. Foul goes against Ben Normand. Trying to throw it in the paint there. Aggressive bounce pass, beautifully orchestrated. Unfortunately for the Cougars, could not get the same on the shot, so Hopkinton gets it back. It is Normand with that blazing speed, working around Cougar defenders, drives to the basket, doesn't get it to go, rebounds, out to Kyle Belty. Belty now with the fake. Hopkinton passes it around. This is Colley here on the outside. Ben Normand taking it into the paint, out. Belty wide open for three, and he sinks that one. Kyle Belty from beyond the arc. Whipple's floater is good. A response there on the other end of the floor as Eli Whipple's able to get Kearsarge on the board now. Belty Over to Norman now. Doesn't go. Westover underneath the bucket. Heavily guarded. Kearsarge on the rebound. Foul goes against Hopkinton. It looks like it's Nick Goddard. So here is Davin Boley at the line. Converts on that first opportunity. No good there on the second as it's rebounded by Jackson Westover. Defense chant here from the Cougar faithful. Into the paint there. That's Nick Goddard with the layup. From well beyond the arc. What a shot there. Kearsarge to get it back now. This is Whipple. Hopkinton's crowd loud here defensively. Into the paint. Wow! Jackson Westover right in the air. Defending Davin Boley. Here's another look at it on the replay. That's going to go as a foul. Excuse me, that was Ben Normand. Thinking they might just call that a block, but immediately they call a foul. So Boley back at the line now. And good for there. So Davin Boley so far in the night, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Cauley trying to weave it in. Good defense from the Cougs. Belty shoots the 3. Ricochets out. Belty back up with it and makes good on it this time. They're going to call a foul here. Send Kearsarge back to the line. Guess who? Davin Boley. Foul call against Jackson Westover. First foul against him this game. First one misses. Second misses as well. Kearsarge gets it back here. Trying to spread their defenders out, find somebody open. Able to get it in. They work it around, trying to find some points in the paint here. Getting that done is Davin Boley. All of a sudden, it's only a 1-point game. Belty. Finds Cauley through the hands there. Hopkinton will keep it. They rule it off of a Cougar defender. Cauley from beyond the arc doesn't go. Rebounded here. It is Eli Whipple with it. Eli Whipple and the Cougars trying to take the lead here. Hopkinton has led the majority of this game. Rebounded here, Quinn Cusick with a great play. That bucket's not going to count. It's going to be a foul against Hopkinton's Nick Goddard. So Kearsarge now in the bonus. With Eli Whipple at the line. Converts the first basket. And good there on the second. Cougars now lead it by 1. Westover out to Belty. Westover. Colley into Westover. Defended and lays it in. Jackson Westover, his first bucket of the night. Floater blocked away there. Grayson LaFlemme. Colley finds a wide open Kyle Belty. He shoots it and converts. Kyle Belty, an excellent shot there. Under a minute to go here. Travel goes against Kearsarge, so all of a sudden Hopkinton up by 4 with a chance to tack more points on. Westover, oh, misread that one there on the other end of the floor, trying to find Lenau, but unable to convert. Jackson a little high with his pass there. I think he had a necklace on or something. So Lenau had to take off his necklace there and hops back into the game. Per the referee's rules. It's in the handbook. Kearsarge brings it up the floor here. Hopkinton's defense, the Hopkinton's crowd loud on defense here. Kearsarge might be playing for the last shot here. They trail this one by 4. Blocked away there. Lenau fires it down the floor. Still had extra time to work with it. Forced it a little bit early, and all they can do is laugh. 1.2 still to go here. That's how much time Kearsarge will have to try and get a short shot away here from presumably about half court. Fires it off the glass that time, and that's where we sit after 1. It is the Hopkinton Hawks 16 and the Kearsarge Cougars 12. You're watching YCN's Game of the Week.
This YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. LaValle Building Supply, with 14 locations and celebrating over 60 years serving you with quality products and friendly service. By North Cape Design Build, who for over 40 years have crafted crafted beautiful custom homes in the Lake Sunapee area of New Hampshire. By Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor, where Bubba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. By Barton Insurance Agency, with quality and competitive solutions for auto, home, business, and life insurance. By Twin State Paving, your locally owned and family-operated paving company. 5 generations of #1 pavers serving New Hampshire and Vermont. You can find us on the web at twinstatepaving.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second game. Welcome back, everyone, to the second game, this being the boys' game of our Hopkinton-Kearsarge doubleheader. The Hopkinton girls emerged victorious earlier with a 40-35 victory over the Cougars. Now Hopkinton trying to sweep this. Kearsarge trying to split, with the boys currently trailing by 4 of Kearsarge. Hopkinton in the lead, but only by 4, now by 2. What a move there on the other end of the floor. Wow. Hopkinton now trying to get it back. Kearsarge not afraid to bring the physicality here on defense. Fires it to Westover underneath the hoop. Goes right up with it and scores. Jackson Westover. Whipple. So the foul goes against Grayson LaFlemme of the Hawks. Down the floor. Eli secures it. Stolen away by Christoph Cauley. Off to the races. Finds enough on the left side. Lays it in. From left to right, excuse me. Lays it in there. More points for the Hawks. Rico and the Cougars trying to work with it here. They trail by 6, still over 6 minutes to go here in the opening half. Hopkinton wants a travel call. Instead, it's a foul against the Hawks. Jackson Westover with the foul. Snatched up there by the Hawks. Bring it down the floor. Stolen away there. What a great play made by Quinn Cusick. Belty was looking for Westover. Wide open from three-point land. Bounces off the rim. Enough to Westover. Has his pocket picked. Now it's Whipple who's able to secure it. Charges down the floor, drives straight to the basket, and cashes in with the points off the glass. Cauley's floater well short there. Foul against the Hawks coming up. That's called against Westover. This is Blake Grieco to carry it up the floor. Deflected there, rebounded. Ooh! Beautiful pass from Colley. He was looking for Laflemme, had him, but just slipped right through the hands there. Blocked away, Leneuf with a great block. Edvard showing off his excellent defensive skills. We're gonna get a stoppage here with a timeout. Coach Camp calls this one. They currently trail by 4. North Cape Design builds legacy of trust successfully cultivated over 40 years as they support the boys and girls clubs in our area with a Mount Sunapee Duck Drop every October. Bubba's Bar and Grill has a full menu of amazing seafood, Landfair award-winning seafood chowder, hearty sandwiches, and a diverse pizza menu to satisfy any size party. If you or your business would like to support our live coverage of boys and girls basketball this winter, email us at info@ycnnow.com to learn more. Our next doubleheader it'll be Newport. HR Clough Kearsarge Heating has full service offerings of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning and water conditioning, their Muddy Paws pet wash and auto bath car wash. And stay tuned at the end of the game for their player of the game. Kearsarge with possession. Four and a half to go till the break. They've done a good job of hanging with the Hawks in this one, even though they haven't had the lead for much of the game. It's been majority Hopkinton. Belty finds his man open on the left side. That shot is offline there for Devin Allen. Eli Whipple and the Kearsarge Cougars battle in this one, getting some points there in the paint from Blake Lamoth. Kearsarge to get it back here with an opportunity to tie this one up. Here comes Whipple, throwing it to the left side, trying to work their way through the paint. That doesn't go. Ben Norman there on it. There's going to be a push against the Cougars. Looks to me like it's going to go against Blake Lamoth. Hopkinton looking to expand this narrow lead before we reach half. In the paint, battling for it is Ben Normand. It's going to go against him. Kearsarge takes the shot. That's gonna be a foul against the Hawks, so 3 chances at the line. Norman has to be very cautious here. He now has 4 fouls in the game already, and we're not even 2.5 minutes away from half. There's another free throw to come up, I think. Yep, there's free 3. Seemed like everybody thought that there was only a couple. And converts there, so Kearsarge to get the lead. Belty, Cauley, outside now. Ricochet's no good. Great job by Belty to get it back, but it's deflected into the arms of Quinn Cusick. Belty dives for it. Trying to go way too fast. Nobody was in the area. And he threw it to his teammate out of bounds. Davin Boley hit the floor there. So they're gonna make a substitution. Looks like Blake Lamont, the re-enter here. It'll be Cougar ball, throw in from the baseline. Rebounded here by the Hawks. As Nathan Spofford. Oof. Kearsarge quickly collects it. Got to give them credit for the way that they've battled throughout this contest to get back here. Whipple's shot is in. Eli Whipple and Kearsarge. All of a sudden, the momentum flips, and the Hawks are going to call timeout with Whipple now in double figures. He's got 10 points.
30 seconds.
Watch our Cougar Chronicle premiering new the first Thursday and Friday of the month at noon and 7 p.m. Our January show previews the Kearsarge District's 2026 deliberative session. Old Hampshire Design supports our local athletes in their endeavors. Tune in every Thursday and Friday for an all-new edition of Yankee Chronicle at noon and 7 p.m. This is your who, what, where, and when show of the Sunshine and Lake Sunapee region. Kyle Belty and the Hawks all of a sudden trail by 3. Trying to fight their way back into an even score game prior to the half. Belty's got it. Hopkinton not afraid to move it around. Belty goes to Cauley right underneath the basket. Cauley struggles with a couple chances there. Belty quickly hops on it. Shot from outside does not go that time. It is rebounded by Whipple. Whipple charges down the court, takes it straight to the basket and scores. Kearsarge gets it back. They have all the momentum now as we look at the replay. What a great play by Eli Whipple, showing off the speed and goes straight to the hoop there. Hopkinton cannot get to halftime soon enough. Deflected there in the middle. What a great play made defensively for the Hawks. Leon Luca. Does not fall that time for Hopkinton. 30 seconds to go now till we reach half. Kearsarge has the bonus. They have a 5-point lead. Hopkinton, believe it or not, was up by 9-2 at one point in this contest. They led by as many as 4 entering the second quarter. Shot from the outside and sinks that one deep. Monstrous bucket there, Mason Prescott. And that will do it as we head into halftime. Kearsarge 28, Hopkinton 20. You're watching YCN's Game of the Week.
NCTV programs are underwritten in part by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oil, propane and motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning and water conditioning. Their friendly, highly trained, and certified staff is available to assist you throughout the process. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. By North Cape Design Build, for building a custom home from the ground up. A stunning waterfront property overlooking Lake Sunapee or Pleasant Lake, or the fabulous remodel you've been planning for a decade. North Cape Design Build can help your dreams become reality. High-end custom craftsmanship, discerning contractors, and beautifully executed designs. By Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer in New London since 1997. And much further back as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper, Echo Communication. By La Valley Building Supply, serving homeowners and contractors since 1962. Whether you're an experienced builder or simply a do-it-yourselfer, you'll find what you need at La Valley Building Supply. By Barton Insurance Agency, providing local access to all your business and personal insurance needs from auto, home, life, to business liability and related needs. Experience the hometown difference of Barton Insurance Agency. By Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor for great land fare, seafood, sandwiches, and Bubba's award-winning seafood chowder. You won't be disappointed. They're having a lot of fun at Bubba's Bar and Grill. By the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown newspaper covering the Lake Sunapee and Sunshine Town region of New Hampshire. Online and in print, the Innertown Record. By Main Street Bookends in Warner, an independent bookstore providing books, toys, games, cards, and gifts with a gallery showcasing local arts and artists. Main Street Bookends in Warner. And by Twin State Paving, 5 generations as the #1 pavers doing stonework and patios too. Family owned and operated, serving the Twin States from Newport, New Hampshire. Thank all of our underwriters for making your local programming possible on NCTV.
And look at that shot. What an outstanding play made there from the far corner. Mason Prescott with a 3-pointer to send us into halftime. That's where we currently sit right now. Kearsarge 28, Hopkinton 20. The Hawks had a strong lead at one point. They led by as much as 9-2 to open the game, and all of a sudden a monsoon of Kearsarge offense in the second quarter. They outscored the Hawks 16-4 there in that second quarter, and then we got more coming up for the second half. So will Coach McNicholas and the Hopkinton guys be able to dig in at halftime and get themselves back into it, or will Kearsarge continue to build on that momentum? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have second half action after this segment, inviting the Kearsarge community to their annual deliberative session at the middle school. Just a reminder that more segments like these can be seen the first Thursday and Friday of the month at noon and 7 p.m. and on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. You're watching YCN's Game of the Week.
Well, this is Cougar Chronicle, a very special edition, and our heads are spinning.
Oh my gosh, it's like drinking from the fire hose sometimes, but this is our deliberative session.
Exactly, and it's coming up on January 10th, and it's going to be wonderful. It's your chance to come out with the community and really find out about, what's going on and how you can be impactful with these articles.
And this is the chance for the community's voice. I mean, there's two votes. There's the vote that happens in March, but this is the place to truly be heard. So this deliberative session is the great chance for that interaction, to ask questions, to really do a deep dive into information. I know Michael's got.
Our assistant superintendent, Michael Bissett, has the best sayings, and one you just said to us.
Not my saying.
I know, but
but I will say this: we live in a really great place, New England, and New Hampshire in particular.
No better.
And I've never spent any time in the Midwest, like John has and such. But
he's lucky.
I do believe that our process of having, the annual town meeting, having the, either an SB2 or a deliberate, doesn't matter. Having that community voice and coming together in our community to really make effective decisions is unique to us in some ways, and it's something we should all take pride in. Unfortunately, life gets in the way, right? That's the old Jurassic part, I think. But the idea here is that an informed electorate is the best electorate, right?
Absolutely.
And the only way to really truly be an informed electorate is to show up and to listen and to ask the right questions. And please, if we ask nothing else of our communities, whether you potentially agree or disagree with something that the board or we recommend, be informed by showing up and being a part of that discussion and honor that tradition.
Yes, it's true.
It really is. I mean, the beauty of it is the things that we didn't see in the Midwest. It wasn't that constituent voice wasn't important, but there just wasn't any mandated mechanism for it.
Right, there wasn't a way to express it.
The expectation there was you had your grievances and your issues, and you brought that through the school board, but there wasn't any listening points.
Absolutely.
And so the idea of this, look at the structure of New England was built around voice and vote and direct democracy, and really what do people want? And so the ability and the chance to engage with that, I think, is very important. The school plays a prominent role when the tax bill shows up, because we know how much of a bite that the taxes come out of that piece. So it really is an investment of people's taxpayers' funds.
And to that point, I mean, things that work even in states that abut us. Massachusetts has a very different funding structure, and when they look at questions about open enrollment or other types of localized caps, their funding is done in a completely different way. We don't have that.
A couple things we want to point out. You can go to kearsarge.org and you go to
About, and at the bottom of the page you're going to see the Articles of Agreement and the Charter. And we have a wonderful community that is very passionate about their investment in the most precious commodity that they have, which is our children.
That's right. So it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's right here at Kearsarge Regional Middle School. Yep, exactly.
We've got childcare, we have wheelchair and handicap accessible parking, and so thank you for taking this journey with us.
It's wonderful. It really is. So we'll see you at the deliberative session.
Bye.
It's worth the visit to La Valley Building Supply in West Lebanon, New Hampshire, home of our flagship Kitchen Design Center. Step inside our 5,000 square foot showroom. Whether you're ready to design your dream kitchen or just want to explore what's new, you'll find inspiration everywhere. At La Valley's, there's a price point for every customer. Visit the flagship design center in West Lebanon or stop by any La Valley showroom across New Hampshire and Vermont. La Valley Building Supply, your hometown choice for kitchens since 1962.
You're watching YCN, your local view. Program airtime is underwritten in part by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Looking to purchase your dream home, finance your business, or just find a better checking relationship? Our New Hampshire team is here to help you. We make award-winning banking happen every day. Contact us to see how we can help you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, everyone, to YCN's Game of the Week. Tonight is the coverage of our doubleheader between the Hopkinton Hawks, who are visiting, and the host, the Kearsarge Cougars. Once again, we'd like to thank Kearsarge Athletic Director Taylor Lipinski and his staff. They're always great to work with and make our experience here at this venue always as great as it possibly could be. Now to the game. Hopkinton with a strong performance early on, led 9-2 at the start of the game. Led by a score of 16-12 following the opening quarter, and then all of a sudden Kearsarge came right back the other way with a lot of offense, and their defense really stepped up, limiting the Hawks to just 4 points in the second quarter while scoring 4 times that, 16 points. So that's where we sit now, with the Cougars having a 28-20 advantage. We'll take a look at Hopkinton and see what Coach McNicholas and his staff, Ari Richter and Evan Jacobson, have been able to draw up in the Hopkinton locker room. See if they can get something, get themselves back into a closer game. Fortunate for them, they're set to start out this quarter with possession of the basketball, which will give them a chance to set the tone. This is Kyle Belty being heavily defended there, trying to find Westover on the outside. That doesn't go, that's out of bounds. Hopkinton turns it. Gonna fix our scoreboard here for those of you who are wondering. The score is 28-20 in favor of the Cougars. Kearsarge has possession here. Apologies for any technical difficulties we're experiencing. We hope to get that taken care of shortly. As Kearsarge comes up the floor with it, Westover dives on the ball. They're going to get him for a travel. That's going to be a travel against Kearsarge. They try and advance it forward. And there's some points there on the other end of the floor for Jackson Westover and the Hawks. Working through the technical difficulties here. Hopefully we're getting it sorted out now. As it's rebounded by Westover, handed over to Belty. Westover in the paint, doesn't go. Rebound, and the put back there is good for Nick Goddard. Foul against Hopkinton.
Hopkinton foul, 12, Nick Goddard, his third, team 1.
In the paint with it, goes up with the floater and converts. First bucket of the night for Blake Grieco. Belty here. In the paint, up with it. So a couple chances here coming up at the free throw line for Nick Goddard. Boley draws the foul. So he'll get a foul marked against them, that is. Makes that first one. This is his first trip to the line tonight. He already had 6 points. Now add that one onto it, so he's got 7 points thus far, trying to make it 8 here. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Westover. They're going to get some contact there, so it's going to go against Kearsarge. With Kyle Belty and Grayson LaFlemme re-entering for the Hawks, as Nick Goddard will take a seat. Throws it in, goes up with it. Westover tries to keep it in for the Hawks, finally able to be secured by Whipple. From the outside, ricochets off the rim. Cougars try and attack from the inside. Hopkinton tough to attack in the paint, so they go from the outside and get that one. Reagan Kinzer. As Christoph Colley has the response on the other end of the floor. From the outside, off the front of the rim, Westover goes up, retrieves it for the Hawks, finds Colley down court. Colley steps back, throws it into Westover with a bounce pass. Belty from the outside, would have been a massive bucket. Instead, it's rebounded by Whipple. Resetting the offense for Kearsarge as they try and go back to the other end of the floor, get more points here. That's off the rim. Foul's gonna go against Grayson LaFlemme of the Hawks.
Hopkinton foul number 1, Grayson LaFlemme. His second, team 2.
That rolls out. Hopkinton with it now. Kyle Belty and the Hawks, they trail this one by 6. Can they go on a little run here to climb back in this one? Westover out to Belty, finds Colley, fires it over. Westover trying to attack the inside. They're going to get him for an offensive foul.
Foul number 22, Jackson Westover, offensively. His 4th, team 3. In the game for Hopkins, number 51, Leon Hugo.
So Westover with the 4 fouls will be taken out of the game. Shot. Rebounded, straight up with it, and more points for Davin Boley and the Cougars. Kearsarge back out to an 8-point advantage. Boley on the rebound now. Shot is good there. Grayson LaFlemme with his first bucket of the night at an important time. Rebounded by Belty. Wide open, Colley for 3. Wide, rebound, kicks it out, Belty. Stolen there in the middle. Good defense from the Cougars. Eli Whipple matched up against Christoph Colley. Hopkinton, a lot of fouls in this one. Yet another against Grayson Laflemme. Laflemme. Lenauf, both in the game. Grayson Laflemme exits as Eli Whipple scores. Lenauf now in the game. A lot going on here. Rebounded by Eli Whipple. Fires it down the floor. That's out. Hopkinton to get it back. They sit in an 8-point deficit. Stolen by Whipple in the middle of the floor to Cusick. He's going to be got for a travel here.
Here's that foul. Number 12, Blake Rico. His first, team 3.
Belty here. Hopkinton offense trying to figure it out. They trail in this one by 8. They really need some production here as that slips out of bounds. Kearsarge to throw it in. Here comes Whipple. Straight up. Rebound here. This is Devin Allen. Too much there. Christoph trying to throw it a little hard, a little high there. So this foul goes against Christoph Colley. Hopkinton's had a lot of foul issues.
Eli's at the line, shooting 2.
1:09 remaining here in the third. Hasn't missed a free throw yet. 3 of 3 thus far. Make that 4 of 4. Hopkinton battling in the paint, finally able to score. Nick Goddard. He's been effective in those spots. Under a minute to go now in this quarter. Not afraid to slow the pace of the game down. That's the way that Coach Camp's offense has operated in the past. No shot clock here in high school basketball. They're not afraid to bleed it all the way down. Shot. Rebound by Colley. Pushing it up the floor. Here is Luca. Gets his pocket picked away. Quinn Cusick with an excellent play defensively, but now it goes back to Hopkinton. They're going to rule an immediate travel after sealing it. 5.4 still to go. That's how long the Hawks will have to come up with a shot. Working it around. Here's Belty. Belty takes the shot. Too much on that. Rebounded by the Cougs easily. Kearsarge leads this one 39-31 as we head into the fourth quarter. You're watching YCN's Game of the Week.
This YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, much more than a home heating provider. LaValle Building Supply, with 14 locations and celebrating over 60 years serving you with quality products and friendly service. By North Cape Design Build, who for over 40 years have crafted beautiful custom homes in the Lake Sunapee area of New Hampshire. By Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor, where Bubba wants you to know we're having a lot of fun. By Barton Insurance Agency, with quality and competitive solutions for auto, home, business, and life insurance. By Twin State Paving, your locally owned and family-operated paving company. 5 generations of #1 pavers serving New Hampshire and Vermont. You can find us on the web at twinstatepaving.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to YCN's Game of the Week. This is the fourth and likely the final quarter, barring any overtime. Hopkinton trailing in this one, with the Cougars leading 39-31. Eli Whipple, he's got this program on his shoulders. His brother carried that for a while. Now Eli, as a junior guard, taking on that responsibility. He's done it very well. He's been perfect from the free throw line tonight. Many points on top of that. Ben Norman now back in the game. He's got 4 fouls, needs to be cautious as they pitch it outside to Cauley. Cauley with a massive bucket there as he nails it from beyond the arc. Swings it around in the paint. Hopkinton with the rebound. Westover snatches it away. Norman now has it. Hawks pass it around. Find Cauley. Out to Westover. Norman into the paint. That bucket goes. Trying to work around defenders. Quinn Cusick swatted away. Falling for it. Hopkinton battles for it down there, and they get it back. Wow. It was just 8 points moments ago. Now it's only 3. Can they cut into this deficit even more and could potentially tie it here with a 3? Norman, he's got all the moves. Rebounds underneath the hoop, goes up. All of a sudden, it's a 1-point game. Coach McNicholas has to be very happy with the first 2 minutes, the way that this fourth quarter has started. That's going to be a foul against Ben Norman. Came back into the game, had an immediate impact, and now he's done for the night. So big break for Kearsarge, getting Norman out of the game. Well, he's gotten them to within 1. Now can the rest of the group step up and try and complete the comeback? For 3. Off the rim, rebounded here. Enough with it, to Belty. Cawley. This is Whipple. He's quick, he's got moves. Off the glass, doesn't get that to fall. So Belty and the Hawks come storming up the floor with it. Off the rim, secured there in the hands of Bragan Kinzer. Full timeout called for by Coach Camp. The Hawks have come crawling back in this one to make it a 1-point game, but Ben Norman, player who was probably the most responsible for helping to erase that massive deficit, now out for the remainder of the game. North Cape Design builds legacy of trust successfully cultivated over 40 years as they support the Boys and Girls Club in our area with the Mount Sunapee Duck Drop every October. Bubba's Bar and Grill has a full menu of amazing seafood, land fare, award-winning seafood chowder, hearty sandwiches, and a diverse pizza menu to satisfy any size party. If you or your business would like to support our live coverage of boys and girls basketball this winter, email us at info@ycnnow.com to learn more. Our next doubleheader is Newport. H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating has full service offerings of all types of energy systems, as well as their air conditioning, water conditioning, their Muddy Paws pet wash, and auto bath car wash. Stay tuned at the end of the game for their player of the game. Shot. Good there. Massive play from Davin Boley, who lines up and drains that one from beyond the arc. Belty. Westover feeds it in. That's going to go against the Hawks for travel. The Cougs to get it back here. Whipple. Straight to the basket. Rebound to Westover. Cawley now has it. Straight to the bucket there. Massive bucket. That's Edvard Lino. Coach McNicholas trying to encourage the Hopkinton defense. Whipple. Shoot the lights out, Eli Whipple. Nothing but net on that one. Enough in the paint. Kicks it out to Cawley here. Through the hands. Unable to secure it there was Nick Goddard. 3 minutes here to go. storming up the floor here, the Cougars. They get a foul called. Trip to the line coming up, it looks like. And that's it for Westover. His night's done. LaFlemme now back into the game to come in for Westover. Rebound here. The Hawks trying to be aggressive on offense. Into the paint. And one! A chance to only make it a 1-point game here. Nick Goddard with a massive bucket. Let's take a look at that on the replay. It was fired right there into him in the paint. He was patient, went back up with it as the arms of Reagan Kinzer were sticking out.
Substitution in the game for Kearsarge is number 3, Mason Weather.
Coach Camp brings Grieco over to the bench. That shot misses for Goddard, the chance to rebound it. Hopkinton thinks they have it, they do. Their student section erupts. To tie it up, Kearsarge will get it back. Kearsarge with it now. This is Whipple being guarded by Cauley. Ooh, nearly had a chance to pick that. LaFlemme was there. Whipple now. He drains that one. What a massive bucket for Eli Whipple. Kearsarge now back up by 5. Liam calls full timeout here.
Full 60 seconds.
Watch our Cougar Chronicle premiering new the first Thursday and Friday of the month at noon and 7 p.m. Our January show previews the Kearsarge District's 2026 deliberative session. Old Hampshire Design supports our local athletes in their endeavors. Tune in every Thursday and Friday for an all-new edition of Yankee Chronicle at noon and 7 p.m. This is your who, what, where, and when show of the Sunshine Lake Sunapee region. Barton Insurance Agency supports you and your community. Ben says one size fits all just doesn't apply to insurance, which is why every client gets their individual attention. Today's game is being brought to you in part by La Valley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion, with over 60 years of serving you locally, now from 14 locations. And Twin State Paving supports all of our student athletes and is family owned and operated, serving the Twin States from Newport, New Hampshire. Belty. The Hawks pass it around here.
Here's that foul, number 21, Reagan Kinzer.
So this goes against Kingsley. Belty. Up with it. Rebounded by the Cougars. Massive rebounding play here. Kearsarge trying to bleed as much time as possible off of that clock. They're going to get Laflemme with the intentional foul. That's going to be his fourth foul of the game.
Hopkinton foul number 1, Grayson Laflemme. His fourth, team 3. Timeout, Kearsarge.
Kearsarge calls timeout.
30 seconds.
The Big Spoon Bakery Ice Cream and Coffee Shop in Newport is right across from the Opera House. For the freshest baked goods, complimented now by sandwiches and hot soup. Open Wednesday through Saturday. We'd like to thank Taylor Lipinski and everyone here at Kearsarge Regional High School for their always excellent hospitality. Check out Echo Communications for all your printing and mailing needs. They are the home of the Kearsarge Shopper, where the latest YCN schedule can be found every week on page 3. Foul here.
Hopkinton foul number 3, Ed North, his first.
Kearsarge with a 5-point lead. Secured there in the hands of Reagan Kinzer. Another intentional foul from the Hawks.
Hopkinton foul number 30, Nate Spofford, his first, team 5. Eli's at the line, shooting 2.
Eli Whipple, perfection from the line tonight. Not the guy you want to foul in the intentional foul. I think that's strategically why they put the ball in his hands. Also, he's been able to shoot from anywhere on the floor tonight and make with high efficiency. That's just a credit to his offense and the work he's been putting in the offseason as the Cougars now lead this by 7. Colley. Vanelf, does it go? Hey, it's a good play for the Hawks. Goddard draws the foul and one with a chance at the line.
Kearsarge foul number 15, Eli Whipple, his first, team 3.
Look at that on the replay. That's awesome. That's an excellent play made there.
Basket was good.
Ricochets outside, rebounded by the Cougars. Massive rebounding play made there for them. That's Quinn Cusick on the rebound, with Christoph Colley going to the intentional foul.
That's his third. Quinn's at the line, shooting 2.
Doesn't go, rebounded by the Hawks. They fire it down the floor, intercept in the middle. Eli Whipple grabs it, shaves more time off the clock. This all but ends it. Cougars continue to pass it around before Belty goes to the intentional foul down there against Reagan Kinzer.
15, Kyle Belty, his first. Reagan's at the line, shooting 2.
Ricochet is no good there. If he misses this one, the Hawks will have a chance to rush down the floor, shoot a 3, try and get a stop back and shoot another 3. But he converts there. That's a massive make there. throwing around. And they're not going to go the intentional foul. So your final score in this one, the Kearsarge Cougars 51 and the Hopkinton Hawks 44. That will wrap it up here with a great victory for Kearsarge. And now to our HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. Got to go with Eli Whipple. He had an excellent game, double figures, did it all, could not miss. So what a great game for all of those involved. Thank you all for watching our doubleheader tonight. This is Drew Dumont from YCN signing off. Good night.
You're watching YCN, your local view. Program airtime is underwritten in part by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Looking to purchase your dream home, finance your business, or just find a better checking relationship? Our New Hampshire team is here to help you. We make award-winning banking happen every day. Contact us to see how we can help you. Member FDIC.
NCTV programs are underwritten in part by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oil, propane and motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning and water conditioning. Their friendly, highly trained, and certified staff is available to assist you throughout the process. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating. By North Cape Design Build, for building a custom home from the ground up. A stunning waterfront property overlooking Lake Sunapee or Pleasant Lake, or the fabulous remodel you've been planning for a decade. North Cape Design Build can help your dreams become reality. High-end custom craftsmanship, discerning contractors, and beautifully executed designs. By Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer in New London since 1997. And much further back as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper, Echo Communication. By La Valley Building Supply, serving homeowners and contractors since 1962. Whether you're an experienced builder or simply a do-it-yourselfer, you'll find what you need at La Valley Building Supply. By Barton Insurance Agency, providing local access to all your business and personal insurance needs from auto, home, life, to business liability and related needs. Experience the hometown difference of Barton Insurance Agency. By Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor for great land fare, seafood, sandwiches, and Bubba's award-winning seafood chowder. You won't be disappointed. They're having a lot of fun at Bubba's Bar and Grill. By the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown newspaper covering the Lake Sunapee and Sunshine Town region of New Hampshire. Online and in print, the Innertown Record. By Main Street Bookends in Warner, an independent bookstore providing books, toys, games, cards, and gifts with a gallery showcasing local arts and artists. Main Street Bookends in Warner. And by Twin State Paving, 5 generations as the #1 pavers doing stonework and patios too. Family owned and operated, serving the Twin States from Newport, New Hampshire. Thank all of our underwriters for making your local programming possible on NCTV.